Hey, how's it going? So I wanted to talk about the experience since I recorded the experience of the DMT trip, right? So it's hard to explain what you're physically going through. It's easier to explain what you're mentally going through. So I had a lot of stress and mental problems with my son. I was holding on to a lot of worry and tension of the world. It's kind of feel like you can shake all the society going loose all at once, and you're all mainly consciousness. Your body's still there, and if you breathe in real deep and hum it out like a meditation, you feel a euphoria throughout your body, like ecstasy almost, but better. But on the trip, I remember talking to David as I was out there, and I was saying things to him that he already understood, and I knew that he understood, and then there was no point in even talking to him because we were kindred spirits, and we already had an understanding that he knew what I knew and I knew what he knew. There was no reason for us to even have the discussion. And then I kind of stated that out loud. It was kind of funny. So with that said, I also went down a rabbit hole of, if you're speaking, then it's more emotional than anything, especially with kindred spirits, that you only need to make eye contact, and knowing a soul, you already know the soul. You don't need to speak to them. If you're speaking to them, there's some emotional outlet. You're having to vocalize it, because love is done through the eyes of the beholder. And you make deep eye contact, and the eyes are the window to the soul. And I know David's a good person, and a lot of things that we talked about, we had great conversations and cool conversations, but he's an awesome person. And what am I trying to say here? So, like, I'm having trouble explaining the words. So I was just thinking that to be more connected with people and not so much worry about my ideology, beliefs of society, all of that stuff's fake, and to start caring about people's actual souls, and like look into their eyes, make more humane contact, and spread more love. Like, we can think differently, but I will never get them to wake up or consciously move if I don't come at them from a place of care, like truly caring about somebody. And if you're not like that, then it's just an ego trip of knowledge instead of wanting to really better their lives. And you can give somebody knowledge, but if you don't come from a place of love and care, then you're gonna just basically make them a toxic knowledge person, where they wake up to knowledge, but their soul hasn't, and their spirit and their soul is still toxic, where the knowledge won't really do anything for them. So you can have as much knowledge as you want if you don't know how to use it or apply it to your life. That's kind of what I got out of it. But I just felt a lot of things release out of me. I felt a lot of stress, a lot of comfort, and I had a lot of peace going into this trip in comparison to my older trips, where I didn't know much about life, the world, who I was, unsure about God and everything, which now that's completely opposite. And I went into it as a trying to be positive mind frame, and I got a lot out of that. And so I had a really good, really, really, really good trip. And it was exactly what I needed. It was a lot of love. I was blessed with love. And you got to have a respect for it, and you got to be thankful for it, or it will make you respect it. So there's something else I was about to talk about, but I can't remember. Yeah. Oh, so several times I've tripped on DMT. I've realized that the voices in my head aren't always mine or my consciousness. The decisions that you make on your own, some of them are pre-decided for you. Like that day I had planned going to David's house subconsciously. There was a lot of things that I just laid around for myself that I realized that I laid around for them on purpose, but I was not going to go until he messaged me the last second, and I changed my mind at the very last second because I knew that he needed company and that I needed that trip too, and I needed and to have like a friendship, because I don't have a lot of friends here outside of my real family at all. So but while tripping on DMT, I realized that those spirits inside my head aren't always mine. And so you'll get a lot of negative thoughts and energy. Those are spirits testing you to see if you really think, feel, and believe what you're saying and what you're saying you're going to do to people. If you say something out loud, you're gonna be tried by spirits to see if you really say what you mean. They'll go away if they see that, oh, he means it. He means it. The positive thoughts are your ancestors, God, and yourself helping yourself. But if you don't listen to those positive thoughts and act on them, nothing positive is ever going to happen for you. Like, you're going to stay stuck in that road. You can manifest your reality at any given point in time. There's a reason you meet everybody. There's a reason you're doing everything. You could be at the worst possible point in your life, and that every available road is still available to you because God made your life that way. You can mess it up as bad as you want. And in that moment, if you believe in it and you think it and you know it, you can choose that positive path that can lead you to wealth, happiness, and riches. And I'm starting to know that. Like, not believe it, know it. And that's one of the biggest things they're hiding from us, is us being our own creators and co-creating this reality. So we had lots of great conversations. I still went outside when I was still wearing off a little bit. It lasted a long time for me for a microdose, an hour and 20 minutes. But I was able to meditate and keep yourself there. Once you disconnect from that reality, it's hard to get back to that meditation zone after a while. But it's kind of like a bike. Once you remember how to ride it, you can get back there. Like last night, my wife also dove down the rabbit hole, and I was meditating there with her, and I was able to get back there a little bit without it, right? Just through meditation. When we were listening to Native American music, flutes and drums, and she had a real rough go. She was releasing a lot of her stuff. She threw up. She had a purging process. She had some chicken fingers a couple hours before, and it made her real sad. Like, she said that she could feel the pain of the animal, and it made her throw up, and she said that she could really feel its sadness and pain, and she doesn't know if she ever really wants to eat an animal again. So, and David had this similar experience. I think he was eating pork one time, and it felt like he could feel the animal being stabbed and killed over and over again until he like puked it up, and he went pretty much vegan after that. But my wife was going through all this emotional stuff that I've put her through, that she tells to herself about her confidence. And when somebody's going through that, you have to be that sitter there just to be like, let go. Those are bad spirits and energies and things of the world, the society that's not real, that you have to let go. Breathe it in and hum it out. Like, let it go. Let that stomach relax. Let your body relax. Let you know that it's not all real. It's all that stuff is fake. And that's what DMT and the spirits, guides, and your ancestors are trying to let you know, to let go of society and start living your life and being successful. There's a lot of anti-success people within the truth moment, but the gods, the spirits, the creator, they all want you to be successful. So, but my wife, first 30 minutes was rough, and then she balanced down and let go of it all. And the Syrian rue really messes with you if your body's high acidic. It alkalizes your body. It brings you back to normal. So she had a rough go last night, and she did about twice as much as I did, though. So she went a little bit further into expansion. But you'll realize in that moment that consciousness is infinite on DMT. Time and space will freeze and be forever in moments. That 1 hour will seem like an eternity if you're truly meditating on it. But it's an introspection, and sometimes it's an outrospection. But I did remember going outside last night, or the night before, and the sky looked like a dome. And we talked about how we can control the clouds and things like that together, and it made me think of Indian rain dances. And so the sky above us is our own personal firmament, and as that knowledge gets closer to me, I know that we're in control, way more in control of our reality than we think we are. Like my friend Lola was talking about how she was riding on the highway one day and she felt like she could pull the sun from beneath the clouds. But really, I think she was moving the clouds. So I often think the clouds are alive too, and there's lots of things going on that. So together, collectively, we're making our reality. But that's pretty much all I digested from that trip and previous trips. David had the same experience though, where he kind of walked into a dark room and had a conversation with himself, and then that spirit asked me, "Are you aware of who you're talking to right now?" And I said, "Who am I talking to?" And then, "Well, you're not talking to yourself." And then I'm like, "Well, you're not me. Then who am I talking to?" People think spirits are going to show up in some physical form or ghost form or something of that nature. But spirits are conscious. They're not going to always be in physical form. It could be bad voices in your head and things like of that nature. They're deceivers, making you think you're your own consciousness. Listen to the positive. Work on being positive. That's the main thing I got out of it. It's where I was already headed. But it's a beautiful experience. I enjoyed the oral DMT way more than I enjoyed the smoking DMT. That's super intense. The smoking is like the crack cocaine of psychedelics. I would love to have an ayahuasca experience. Well, that's going to be another ceremony. That's a step up. And I also want to try the toad next. I think I'm going to do the toad next, which is also like the crack cocaine of psychedelics. That's even more hardcore than the regular DMT is the toad. And then ayahuasca is the long ceremony. And I might just dip my feet in the water first with like a small microdose for 3-4 hours, and then go for the 10-hour full dose of the shamanistic experience. But yeah, that's pretty much my full breakdown of it. I'm pretty experienced with psychedelics. I've dove deep or hard on all of them. One of the only ones I haven't done is peyote and acid crystals, which is like 500 hits in one, and I'm just not ready for that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my little bit of knowledge that I could share with you guys on that and my experience. Don't be scared. If you go do it, embrace that moment, be thankful for that moment, and respect it. Respect it, or it will make you respect it. And then another thing, do not abuse it, or she'll cut you off. It'll become dull to you, and you will not enjoy it, and you won't get anything out of it. So there's a balance. But I hope everybody is having a beautiful day, and I'm going to get inside now and get ready to make lunch. Peace.